I'm Margot True. I'm the food editor here at Sunset Magazine in Oakland, California. And with me today is Carolynn Carreño, my friend of many years. And she has just written this brilliant new book called Bowls of Plenty, Recipes for Healthy and Delicious Whole Grain Meals. We're going to talk about this book in a minute and cook something out of it, but I want to add that this is her 15th cookbook. 15, quite an achievement. And she's written 3 of those books with Nancy Silverton, the wonderful LA chef of Mozza. Many of you have probably been to this restaurant. If you haven't been, you should go. And gosh, Carolynn, what a book. It just looks so fabulous.
Thank you.
And
I'd like to think that all of them are delicious.
Yes.
I'm not a nutritionist, so I can't be certain that they're healthy, but I can be certain that they're delicious.
Yeah, well,
I think they're healthy.
Having had Carolynn's food before, you're a great cook.
Thank you.
And a good cook for a home cook, too.
Yes.
She's able to translate Nancy Silverton's fabulous recipes into things that are actually doable. And this is your first book on your own, right? You've
More
written
or
books
less.
with chefs.
I've written, I think, 12 books with chefs and 3 books that were for Williams-Sonoma.
Okay.
So they gave me the exact prescription of what to write. Like,
Right.
we'll write 3 pages on the history of the city, that kind of thing.
Ah.
Yeah. So all of the series are the same. So I've written a few of those, and then a ton with different celebrity chefs. And I like to think of myself as a professional home cook.
Yes.
Because I feel like I have a lot of professional skills, but I still, I don't cut an onion like a chef would. They look at me and go, "That's how you cut an onion?" I'm like, "It's easy." So I'm definitely the advocate for the home cook and try to always think of, if I do a recipe with coconut milk, I know the other half of the can of coconut milk is going to sit in the refrigerator until you throw it out. So I try to use the whole can.
Oh, bless you.
I just think about stuff from how I would do it at home, or the problems I run into at home.
Yeah. On behalf of the public.
Yes.
Thank you.
On behalf of home cooks everywhere.
Exactly. So you're going to make today a broccolini salad, is that right?
Broccolini salad. So the salads, right now, the bowl trend, you see grain and then avocado here and sprouts there and a couple other vegetables, and then some kind of seeds are always on top. Basically, that's the prescription for a bowl these days.
Right.
But that's really a salad to me. That to me feels like a salad because it's not hot. And I'm a stickler that the dressing has to be on every single whatever centimeter or whatever smaller than a centimeter of everything that you're eating. So I tossed them. So they don't look like grain bowls that are shaped like a dartboard with all the different segments.
Yeah. Composed.
But I don't really think food in that manner is that delicious. I think it's more delicious. I always start with a giant bowl because I really want to toss it and make sure that everything gets coated and no broccoli spear is left unturned. And everything gets dressing, and so that's...
Yeah, and it's who also does this is the famous chef from London, Yotam Ottolenghi.
Oh.
He also tosses things
everything
together so that the flavors are layered.
Yes.
I mean, sometimes they're built in layers, but they're sort of at least loosely tousled.
Well,
So,
let me tell you, my Ottolenghi books are dirty, greasy, ripped, torn, folded. I love his books for exactly that reason. And I really struggled with it when I was working on the book because I know people expect the hot bowls are more composed like that, almost like when you get a TV dinner or whatever, it has the chicken and the vegetable and the mashed potato.
Right.
The old meat and 3 type of program.
Yeah.
Where the more salad health food bowls, they looked too much like health food for me. So my food is healthy food, but not health food. So I try to stay healthy, and so I want my food to be healthy, but I did grow up in California in the 70s. So I remember health food with all that cumin and turmeric and all those weird dry spices, and it's really not amazing.
Yeah,
so
I know.
Yeah.
And I know what you're going to make is totally amazing.
It's amazing.
I've read the recipe. I can't wait to try it. So how do you start?
I start by cooking the grains, or if with the salad, I might have leftover grains. In this case, it's barley, and I really went back to barley because poor barley has been eclipsed by farro, and
take a
nobody.
look at that.
Here's the barley.
Can you guys see it?
This is barley. I cook it and then I want it to cool. So I always put it in a big bowl like this to cool. And if I think I might have overcooked it, I put it on a sheet pan to like spread it out so that it doesn't continue to cook. And then, so that's cooling while I'm prepping the rest of the salad. This is a really easy salad. The only thing to prep is the dressing, which I'm gonna get back to. So the sunflower seeds are roasted and salted, and I buy them that way. Then these are crunchy sprouts, which are sold in different ways. Sometimes they say crunchy sprouts, sometimes they say protein sprouts, but it's like mung beans, lentils. Everybody knows these hippie sprouts, right? We're California people, so, or West Coast people. Poppy seeds, which you can buy in the spice section of a grocery store. Any kind of sprouts. These are actually pea shoots because they didn't have, I wanted like hippie sprouts. This is supposed to be like a hippie salad. I wanted like, alfalfa sprouts.
All tangly.
Yeah, all tangly. And they didn't have them at Whole Foods, so I got pea shoots. And then this is avocado, and poppy seed dressing, which is, I grew up eating poppy seed dressing. My mother
I did too.
Only used salad dressing from a bottle.
The really goopy kind.
The goopy. It was like gloppy and goopy and
sweet.
So sweet. So of course I loved it. And so this is homemade poppy seed dressing.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's really the only prep, practically. You make the barley, then you get started on that while that's cooling, and throw everything else together. And it's what I think of as a picnic salad, meaning you could take it to work, you could take it to a picnic. Not that, I don't know if anybody picnics anymore. I haven't been on a picnic in a long time myself.
Oh yeah, people picnic.
People picnic?
Oh,
good. I'm glad to
picnic.
hear they picnic.
Especially in the Bay Area, Portland. There's a whole book called The Portland Picnic Club.
Really? I'm so glad that people are still picnicking.
They picnic.
I have to start picnicking again and not just making picnic salads.
All right.
So there you go. Should we start making
Let's do it. And I may ask you questions about each ingredient as we go along if something occurs to me. But yeah, let's dive into the barley. Or no, you got to do the broccolini first.
The bowl is too small to dive into. So this is broccolini, and broccolini is a hybrid vegetable between broccoli and gailon. And gailon is also known as Chinese flowering broccoli, and it kind of looks like this, but a little smaller, and it often has little yellow flowers on it.
Yeah, I've seen that at the farmer's market.
Yeah, usually it's only at farmer's markets. So the nice thing about this is that it's available at grocery stores.
Sure.
Yeah, and what I like about it better than broccoli is that you can munch on it, because broccoli has that weird thing. I don't love eating it raw.
What's the weird thing?
It's too hard or something. It doesn't taste right raw. There's certain vegetables I don't love raw.
Yeah, it's fibrous
one of them.
It's fibrous on the outside, right?
It has that, when I said that weird thing, it's almost that cloudy thing that's on the outside of broccoli. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yes,
it just feels like I don't want it to be there. I don't want to eat it. This I want to eat raw. Like I would be like, if you weren't here, I'd be like, just eat it.
You can do it even though I am here. It's okay.
So this you can snap it off at like a natural breaking point. What I do, it's very unorthodox, is I just cut and then I eat a bite to see if it's too fibrous. And I'm like, okay, I'm willing to eat that. And then I throw away that part. So I just do it by taste, and I end up eating however many stems there are. I eat that many small rings of broccoli because I know I don't want one bite of broccoli that's gonna not be chewable, or broccolini, I mean.
Right.
And then I cut right up to there, and then it kind of falls apart, and I love these little guys, the way they fall apart. So these rings, also like broccoli, I don't care how much everybody says to eat the stems. I don't love the stems. I steam them for my dog. So so broccolini, however, you cut them in these little rings, and they're super delicious.
God, they are. I'm gonna steal one.
Yeah, steal one.
Steal two.
Yeah, tell me if it's fibrous. It shouldn't be.
No, it's so good. It's so sweet.
So I'm not gonna eat those right here in front of you. So
can I chop with you?
Yeah, please chop, Margo.
And what I also love about the book are the stories you tell. You're such a great storyteller. Carolynn's written for Gourmet, Saveur, Food and Wine, the New York Times, LA Times. She's written for a lot of people. She knows how to tell a story.
I'm a storyteller. Yep, that's why I'm talking so much.
Excuse me. Well, one of the things that's interesting to me is your story about how you got into this whole bowl thing to begin with. Way before it was trendy, Carolynn
Way before.
was known for eating grains and greens and bowls.
Are you saying I'm old?
No,
So
no, not that long ago.
it was way before. I'm gonna dump these on top of the barley. So the way I like to work, because I like everything to be easy, is obviously this would have to be cool first. You don't want to dump something on hot barley. And then as I work, I just dump everything straight into the bowl. So I actually, if we weren't here doing this, would have cut that. Everything just goes in the bowl, right?
Yeah, oh, I'm sorry, I'm
You're too
far
busy
behind.
eating?
I'm too busy eating.
So I got into bowls because I was living in New York City. I was writing for a lot of magazines. I was having a lot of fun as a food person and going to tons of parties, and I would feel awful afterwards. And I had started doing yoga and was working at the yoga center cooking in exchange for free classes. So I'd go out for foie gras one night, feel completely awful the next day, not because of wine, because of the food. And it was just too rich. And so then the next day I would make steamed brown rice and steamed broccoli.
God, like a detox.
It was like a detox before anybody was using the word detox. And it was kind of like, what is the word? Is it like repentance or whatever? It was like a punishment, kind of like.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I was.
Because that was right. That was when healthy food was not all that delicious.
It wasn't amazing.
Right?
Yeah, it wasn't super great, but I mean, it tastes good. But I gave it a big upgrade in my book. It's called the Sunday Night Detox Bowl, and it gets ponzu sauce, which is extremely easy to make. And rumor has it you can buy it too, but it's easy to make.
I bought it.
You
but
have?
It is very easy
It's
to
like
make.
four
yeah.
ingredients. It's
No,
like
no,
buying. It's like buying. I don't know, something that's easy to make.
Yeah,
And
super easy.
Yeah, and then I give it an avocado because
Yeah,
I gotta give it an avocado.
that one looks great. Well, and what's so interesting is that
So the leaves, I love the leaves. I love broccoli leaves.
yeah, they're very tasty, especially this kind of
I hate
broccolini.
waste, but this is too fibrous.
Yeah.
I would probably steam this for my dog, but that's more than you want to know.
Yeah, well, your dog's a lucky dog.
Yeah, he is.
So, what's so interesting though is that you've just written this beautiful book, really tasty food, but it's also extremely healthy. And we are finally living in an age where those two things are not opposed.
No, that's like, I really seriously never would have guessed that regular people would be doing shots of turmeric juice at like the Elixir bar at Erewhon in Los Angeles.
Right.
Like model looking people and everything. So my friends in Los Angeles used to make fun of me. Jonathan Gold talked about this restaurant Ashe that I love and that I modeled my cover bowl after. And he's like,
Okay.
that's the kind of restaurant that people go to if they have yoga mats in the back of their car. And Nancy Silverton was like, oh, no wonder she likes it so much. So they sort of make fun of me for being like the foodie that also like did yoga and ate health food. And now it's just like everyone has,
It is. It's how everybody wants to eat now.
because people don't want to feel awful. However, people have gotten spoiled and they want everything to taste delicious, which is why a lot of people get takeout and prepared food now. I think it's partially for the convenience, but partially because our standards are higher. So people see this beautiful food, then they don't want to go home and eat their ordinary food. So they go to Jones on 3rd and pick up a gorgeous salad or something. So likewise, they want to, just our standards are higher. Everybody basically wants everything to be delicious all the time.
All the time.
And our mutual friend Trisha, she has the phrase "never waste a hungry," and I'm a firm believer in never waste a hungry. So all of my food has to first pass the criterion of being delicious, and most of my food has to also be healthy. So
and you actually say something great about ingredients, the quality of ingredients. I'm going to give this to you because you should read your own book.
Okay. Is this a test? Because I can't read it. Okay, hold on. So, ask yourself this.
Yes.
Ask yourself this.
Ask yourself this.
Do you spend more money on what you put on your body? Or in your body? And which do you think you should spend more money on? My point exactly. Yeah,
Good
because
advice.
guess what? Everybody, not everybody, but the people who don't want to spend money on food, or I'll say, oh, why don't you buy it at a farmer's market? Or and they will say, well, it's so expensive, and it's like you spend $24 on a yoga class and $78 on a pair of yoga pants, and
or $100 on a little bottle of face cream,
or $600 on your car lease. You know what I mean? Like we spend money on what we want to spend money on, and like these huge diamond rings that really serve what purpose? Like you're still married if you're just wearing a band, right?
Right.
So like, it's just about priorities. And in our country, like we're used to food being cheap. I understand I'm not an economist, but in other countries, you're just used to spending more of your annual income on groceries.
Right.
But our food is all subsidized, I understand. So it's very inexpensive and people don't want to spend money on food. But I think you should. A,
Yeah.
because it's, I think, healthier. And B, it's just more delicious. I can't even believe that somebody would want to eat a peach right now that came from a grocery store. I would not eat it any sooner than I would eat a cotton ball.
Yeah, well, it is a cotton ball.
I would literally be like, no, thanks for the cotton ball, actually, Margot, but thank you.
Thank you for the
offer.
thought. Well, I just can't wait to try this, so I am actually very, very eager to see how this comes together.
Well, it comes together super easy. It's called
Yeah.
like dump and toss. Can you do
Okay.
that? Is that in your skill set?
I think so.
Okay, good.
Because you prepped everything so
everything's
nicely.
prepped. So that is the crunchy sprouts. These are roasted salted sunflower seeds. The salt is the key factor. And then
Do you do poppy seeds? Or
well,
do you do
yeah,
them
I do
kinda
them at the end, kind of for
Okay.
decoration. And I put these at the end, and I just because I want them on top, because they'll get lost otherwise. And I put those like almost at the end because I don't want them to get smashed.
Okay.
So this stuff is all like really durable. Nothing's going to happen to anything here.
Uh-huh.
And so
Ooh, a goodly bit of dressing.
it's, yeah, well, and it's healthy-ish, right? It's like
Yeah.
healthy, delicious, but it has to be delicious. So I don't really want an underdressed salad.
Yes, I find that's a common issue.
Underdressed salads?
Underdressed salad.
I feel like I'm good enough to eat a salad. Now can I please have the correct amount of dressing? You know what I mean? I don't want it underdressed and a salad. Well, because I just want it to be really good. I don't want to take a bite of anything. I'm trying to get the dressing onto all the little broccoli bits.
Yeah, so it gets down in there in the crannies.
In the crannies. So I could do this with my hands, but I don't really want to today. Sometimes I do.
Yeah. When would you use your hands for what kind of salad?
Bigger leaves. Probably quinoa and like grains, not so much, but any kind of lettuce, I would always use my hands. I pretty much always use my hands. There's just something about this, it's a little goopy. But if this was a Caesar salad, equally goopy dressing, but it's leaves, absolutely use my hands.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Well,
And they're clean, my hands are clean.
hands are the best tool.
So-
they really are.
We kind of stole a little bit of the broccoli when we were cutting this, so to me it looks like it doesn't have enough. So a whole bunch of broccoli, 2 of our broccoli stems ended up in there. So I don't want you to think I'm going rogue on the recipe. It's still the recipe. The recipe is the recipe, plus if you put twice as much broccoli in, that would be fine too, because nothing really matters. It's just going in your mouth and you're gonna eat it. And if you like broccoli more than you like barley, by all means double the broccolini. I keep saying broccoli.
What's so nice is that basically you're bringing together flavors and ingredients that are totally adjustable.
Everything's adjustable.
You know?
I know that people don't love, I know from writing so many cookbooks, I don't think people love so much like, oh, and use this if you don't have that, and use that. Like people use recipes because they want a recipe. Maybe not you because you're a food editor and you know how to adapt. But I know that, newer cooks want to know exactly what to put in it. But hopefully, I'm really hoping people will like venture from there.
Yes, and speaking of which, I just want to show you guys something in the book too.
Now I'm like dying to see. What are we looking at?
Carolyn has inserted all these great build your own like theme bowls. So this is the build your own
Market inspired.
market inspired bowl. And it's just, look how beautiful this is. If you guys can
Pretty,
see
isn't
this.
it?
Yeah, just all kinds of recipes that are in the book, simple recipes that kind of come together as you wish. So you could just put it all on a,
Do you want me to tell you about this?
Please.
Well, this derives from the fact that I'm kind of a control freak, and I really don't want to see people putting things together on their plate that don't taste good together.
Aha.
You know, like you go to a buffet and you see somebody put their like teriyaki chicken with their Mexican tortilla casserole or something, and just like, so to me what this is like, yes, mix and match throughout the book as you wish, but it must like all go together. So basically all of these are pulled from other recipes in the book, but these are all things that I would be fine with you putting together.
Oh, so thank you,
You're
Carolyn.
welcome. You're very welcome. So you don't see any like Asian stuff here,
Right.
that's on an Asian inspired spread that's somewhere
Right.
buried in these pages. And then there's a Middle Eastern inspired spread and a Mexican south of the border inspired spread.
Nice,
Yeah.
really nice.
Yeah.
And the other thing that's nice about the book is that you've organized these bowls by kind of time of day, like when you would want to eat a bowl. So
That was tough because, like,
you go from breakfast
Yes.
through salad, mains, dessert.
yeah. Well, breakfast is breakfast. However, people do eat eggs at other times of day now. So essentially, yes, there's breakfast. Salad are things that I could envision. You could take I don't work in an office, but like you could take that to work, right?
Totally.
Guess what? I would put the avocado on last because I wouldn't want it to brown.
You would just take it separately.
Like separately.
Yeah.
That's because I'm picky. But
Sure.
you could put the avocado in, but I would probably put it in last.
Yeah.
And so that's what I think of as the salad bowls, as like things that you could take with you somewhere, or
Right.
take to potluck and put it on the table and know that it's going to hold up. And then the main dish bowls are, more like when you have time to make dinner and you make like a
Right.
grain and then you make a protein, and it's really like the old dinner plate reconceived.
Right.
With some grains on the bottom, really, because I think our protein amount should come down. I think we should eat less protein, and
Oh yeah, no, everyone is
Right.
saying this.
3 ounces of protein. Okay, so these are whatever kind of sprouts or little greens that you find. And
I'm gonna feather those in.
yeah, they just get feathered in, just like Margot says, feather. You were the first person I knew who used the term tangle, like a tangle of greens.
Oh,
Now everybody says that, but I remember you had it in one of your stories. I was like, whoa.
I had no idea. I was
Tangle of
so
greens.
Original.
And then the avocado just goes in last, just not for any technical reason, but because I don't want it to get smashed.
Sure.
Yeah.
And here's your poppy seeds in
Oh, yeah.
case you would like.
Do you want to chop another avocado to put in there?
Sure.
Or do we have another? Yeah,
Yes,
there
we
it is.
do.
Because you told me you had some kind of new trick that you were gonna.
Well, I don't know if it's new, but basically I just saw around the avocado,
Okay,
and then
so far it looks familiar.
yeah, and then to get it off the pit, actually, rather than thunking the knife in and twisting it, which can freak out someone less experienced, just cut it into quarters like this.
I like the
And then-
thinking of the knife moment.
Yeah, no, because it makes you feel like ha.
Yeah.
It's very fun. But
Yes.
just in case that freaks you out, you can do it this way too. Cut it in quarters.
You have the more ladylike way.
And then these great California avocados often just peel right off the back.
I didn't know that was a
Just like
trait
that.
of only California avocados.
Well, a good avocado.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and California avocados, as we all know, do not suffer. Well, this one's a little. We're having
okay.
some kind of avocado problems right now, so this one isn't
Really?
as perfect. Yeah. The
Well, I grew up
avocado
in San Diego,
situation-
which is like 90% of the avocados consumed in America are from my hometown, and we had 13 avocado trees
Oh,
in my
wow.
backyard. So my sister and I would go out, pick an avocado, come back in, go into the refrigerator,
Right.
get the refrigerated poppy seed dressing, and pour it into the pit of the avocado.
Wow.
And we're like, snack.
Okay, and you know what?
What?
While you're doing that, our wine editor has prepared a special treat for us.
Ooh, I like it.
She believes, I showed her your recipe, and she believes firmly that sparkling wine is going to go really well with
Oh,
this.
nice.
And at Sunset, we pair wine with everything. So while you're doing that, I'm going to open us a bottle of bubbly
Okay.
because, you're hungry, right?
I'm starving.
I'm hungry.
I'm always hungry.
So we have a nice bottle of Gloria Ferrer, one of our favorites. It's just a really good sparkling wine for when you need a good, reliable
She says
bottle.
need.
Want
Want
something
Yes,
lovely
can
to
you
go
just
with.
look? It doesn't look overdressed. Remember, we were both
Oh,
a little. Even
right.
I was a little afraid. I thought to myself, "Did I do that wrong? Is that
Yeah.
too much dressing?" But it's not too much dressing. Do you want me to
Carolyn,
serve
it looks
these?
gorgeous. Yes, we actually have some bowls back there because we
Okay.
thought of everything. And here we go.
Oh God!
The best sound. No, I love to ease corks out of bottles.
We thought of everything but a serving. What do you call it? Utensil.
Oh, utensil. Oh, right. Well,
That's okay.
You're doing very well.
Yeah, thank you.
I'm going to move this over
I'm
here.
doing as well as I'm doing, and that's good enough.
That's how it is at home, right?
Try eating these stringy things on camera.
Oh, yes. Well,
Sorry.
we'll do our best. I'm going to give you a little pour,
Nice.
and we'll have a little bite and a sip. a
Isn't
wee
this
one.
such a California, like, kind of hippie
Totally.
era?
Like totally, man.
Like Tiddly?
Totally. Oh, thank you.
Oh, you're welcome.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Sounds so surprised. Healthy food can be, I think healthy food can be so beautiful.
Oh, me
because
too.
it's fresh. That's why I don't understand
Yes.
the whole hippie thing where everything's overcooked and dunked and
Carolyn,
cheers. Can we
cheers.
cheer with this?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You can cheer.
I say break bread, not bowls.
both.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I'll
Oh,
say.
yeah.
It was just
Good
fun to
thing.
go with the broccoli bowl. Broccolini bowl. You like?
I like. You will like too.
It's not too
is
sweet like the
great.
one from a jar, right?
No.
Yeah.
A creamy avocado. And you know the sparkling wine is really good with it because it cleans. You guys
Talk
got to
about-
try this.
Talk about picnic food.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us. Right to Carolyn. Cheers.
Thank you.